Singing cheerful songs to a person with a heavy heart is like taking someone's coat in cold weather or pouring vinegar on a wound. Let's take a closer look at what this verse means. So before we start, it's important to note that singing cheerful songs to a person with a heavy heart is being directly compared to like taking someone's coat in cold weather and pouring vinegar on a wound. So the question isn't exactly what does the verse mean, but rather, how is singing cheerful songs to a person with a heavy heart like taking someone's coat in cold weather or pouring vinegar on a wound? So let's take a further look. So first, let's break down our verse. We have singing cheerful songs, a heavy heart, taking someone's coat in cold weather, and pouring vinegar on a wound. So now that we've broken down our verse, we need to identify the meaning of each part. What does singing cheerful songs refer to? So part of James 5:13 says, "Is anyone happy? Let them sing songs of praise." So we see that to be happy is compared to singing songs of praise. And to sing songs of praise is similar to singing cheerful songs. So singing cheerful songs refers to being happy. So now that we've established what singing cheerful songs refers to, what does a heavy heart refer to? Part of Proverbs 12:25 says, "Anxiety weighs down the heart." So here, the words weigh and heavy are like items, and similar to how a weight can be heavy, so anxiety can weigh down the heart and can cause pain and suffering. So a heavy heart refers to pain and suffering. So now that we've identified what a heavy heart refers to, it's important to note that the phrase, "to a person with," is reworded to the phrase, "for someone who is in," because we are no longer referring to someone with a heavy heart, but rather, to someone who is in pain and suffering. So what does taking someone's coat in cold weather refer to? So it's important to note here that both taking someone's coat in cold weather and pouring vinegar on a wound are both being directly compared to the first line of the verse. So the question isn't necessarily about what does it refer to, but rather, how are these two acts similar to each other? So similar to how taking someone's coat in cold weather is cruel and heartless, so pouring vinegar on a wound is an act of cruelty and heartlessness that only increases their pain and suffering. So the two acts are similar to each other because they are both acts of cruelty and heartlessness that only increases their pain. So now, if we apply what we just learned, the meaning of the verse says, being happy for someone who is in pain and suffering is like an act of cruelty and heartlessness that only increases their pain.